Fire assets are a precious resource. We cannot afford to have one shut down.
Your Fox Virginia News at 10 is next. Tonight, a local fire station has closed its doors and some residents in Ruckersville are now angry. Hear what they're saying.
First year we got 300 reports. Last year we got 8,000.
Plus, summer camps are underway, but safety experts say there's more parents should be doing. We have the details.
And community leaders are coming together to tackle violence and share what's being done to help keep families safe. We'll have those latest details coming up. It's 10 o'clock time for your Fox Virginia News.
Live from Charlottesville, this is Fox Virginia News with Alexia Williams, Cassidy Stevens, and Chief Meteorologist Travis Koshko. Now, Fox Virginia News at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Alexia Williams.
And I'm Cassidy Stevens. We'll get to those stories in a moment, but first, here's Travis with the Fastcast.
And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
Had a noticeable drop in humidity today, which actually made it feel all right outside. Temperatures were warm, sunshine, had plenty of that. And for the first time in what seems to be a while, we had a day free of showers and thunderstorms about the area. Very comfortable at this hour with most of the area in the lower to middle 70s. We've got 75 in Charlottesville, 74 for Madison, 70 degrees in Culpeper, Orange, Standardsville, and Scottsville, and 71 degrees in Stanton and Waynesboro. Dew points, though, they were low earlier today, which is why it felt great. But now we're back in the mid upper 60s, meaning it's going to be air you can wear territory, and it's not going to be as comfortable tomorrow, as in it'll be more humid. Skies clear for the most part. A couple passing clouds at worst under mostly clear skies tonight. Will fall to a low 64 in Charlottesville. Then for Thursday, another totally dry day, but I got 90 for a forecast high. If we hit it, could be the first time this year that we hit 90 in Charlottesville. And as mentioned, it'll be more humid. But as we go to the weekend, the focus will turn to chances for showers and storms. I'll turn that focus on those showers and storms and tell you how much rain will fall in just a couple of minutes.
All right, thank you, Travis. Our top story tonight at 10, an uproar in Greene County about the Ruckersville Volunteer Fire Company being closed.
Fox Virginia's Pim Dyer has one group's reactions and the thoughts on the board's decisions.
Displeasure is a kind way of saying it. More accurately, I think infuriating.
Just a few weeks ago, the Greene County Board of Supervisors temporarily shut down the Ruckersville Volunteer Fire Company for an investigation. It's still closed.
The process of an independent review is underway.
And while the investigation is happening, the board says they're not sharing any details.
We want to send a clear, strong message to the board that a large population of their constituents are fed up and displeased with their conduct.
However, since the closure, community members have been having to go without this particular fire company. It was addressed at Tuesday's Board of Supervisors meeting.
In the interest of public safety, the Ruckersville response area is being covered by the two other county departments and other outside agencies in close proximity to the Ruckersville area.
With the Ruckersville Volunteer Fire Company being temporarily out of service, the nearest one is all the way out here in Standardsville.
Fire assets are a precious resource. We cannot afford to have one shut down.
Fitch shares while the Greene County Republican Committee is political, he believes this concern is not, and he's hoping the company will be back in business as soon as possible. In Ruckersville, Pim Dyer, Fox Virginia News.
And the Charlottesville Fire Department responded to a residential fire earlier today. Officials say they received a call at 707 Reeves Street at about 4:11 p.m. for a porch fire. Upon arrival, the fire marshal says crews got to work quickly and were able to put the fire out in just 3 minutes.
The owner and his family, so they won't be displaced. He lives elsewhere, but he had stuff stored here and equipment.
The home was unoccupied, so no injuries were reported at this time, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation.
After a recent local house fire was started by lithium-ion batteries, the Charlottesville Fire Department is sharing some fire prevention tips. CFD says that lithium-ion batteries pose a serious fire risk if not handled properly, and they urge community members to store their batteries safely, never in hot environments, and always away from flammable materials, and to only change those batteries, or charge them rather, with chargers that are specifically designed for them. If a battery shows any signs of swelling, strange smells, or unusual heat, stop using it immediately, and of course follow local guidelines of how to dispose them. If a battery does start a fire, CFD urges people to leave that area immediately, and they say that these types of fires can reignite or even explode, so it's best not to try and extinguish them yourself. Instead, rather call 911 and wait for first responders.
With summer sports camps in full swing, safety experts are urging parents to do more than just drop their kids off and hope for the best.
Our Fox Virginia's Mark Gadd has the details.
We learned that roughly 11% of athletes experience some kind of unwanted sexual contact. Of that 11%, 43% reported that happened before they turned 18.
These numbers come from the U.S. Center for Safe Sports 2024 Culture and Climate Survey. Since its creation, the center has seen a staggering rise in the number of abuse reports.
Since Safe Sport opened in 2017, our first year we got 300 reports. Last year we got 8,000.
But Hillary Nemchik, Safe Sports Vice President of External Affairs, says that rise may actually be a sign of progress.
One perspective is that the more reports that we're seeing, the more the issue is known and that people understand there's a resource out there.
But it doesn't always start with sexual abuse. Nemchik says emotional abuse can have a waterfall effect on both the athletes and the predators.
When there's sort of toxic coaching or really harsh physical and emotional abuse in sport environments, not only does that damage athletes directly, it also creates opportunity for predators, sexual predators, to find their angle. It's what Larry Nassar did.
With summer camps in full swing, local therapist Shannon Noe says it's critical for parents to be proactive.
Summer camp is a time that's a lot of fun, but it can also be a time when kids are in a vulnerable position that they're maybe not ready for or not used to, and that parents may not be thinking so much about.
One method Noe advises parents to do is start conversations early, even if they're uncomfortable.
It's important for kids to know that just because an adult tells you to do something or speaks to you in a certain way does not necessarily mean that that's okay just because they're a grown-up.
And just as important as preparing kids is preparing camp staff.
To be able to understand child development, to be able to respond appropriately if a kid is really challenging, and what that looks like and how you can get some support around that.
In Charlottesville, I'm Mark Gadd.
The senior statesman held a community event focused on violence and what law enforcement is doing to prevent it. Charlottesville Police Chief Michael Kochis says building trust through forums, community walks, and open conversations is making a difference. He says gun violence in the city dropped 40% since 2023.
If we're going to talk about having a co-production approach to addressing gun violence, I mean, that's what this is, right? Really getting ideas, talking about what we're doing, being transparent about what we're doing and why we're doing it. And so, yeah, there's so many reasons why it's important to involve the community in what we do.
Chief Kochis was joined by leaders from Albemarle County Police, UVA Police, and Commonwealth's Attorney Jim Hingley, all emphasizing the importance of working together to keep the region safe.
Charlottesville and UVA are teaming up to showcase their electric vehicles that they say that they use every day, such as their electric police cars and buses, with the hope that more people will end up driving green. Fox Virginia's Brielle Philippe has more.
So this is an opportunity for city, county, and UVA staff to get familiar with electric vehicles, to understand how these vehicles can go ahead and help meet their operational needs while helping us meet our sustainability goals as well. So these vehicles have advanced a lot in the last few years.
Vehicles are advancing with time, turning the everyday vehicle to something that's both friendly for the environment and everyday life.
This hot dog was made on an electric griddle powered by an electric truck battery.
Advancements like this can be fun, making hot dogs, or help make everyday lives easier for vehicle drivers like a bus driver.
So you just bring the bus back and park it at the charger and plug it in and go home. There's no stopping at the fuel site, no putting the glove on to keep the diesel off your hand, none of that. So the EV drivers really like the convenience.
The first model of the electric vehicle used by the city fleet was in 2012. Since then, the city and UVA have been working to increase the number of vehicles used through holding events like the one today.
I think this event today is really a great example how the city, the county, and UVA are partnering together to help share technology, to learn from each other, and look to grow this across the Commonwealth.
In Charlottesville, Brielle Philippe, CBS 19 News.
This week, Virginia Democratic Senators Tim Kaine and Mark Warner introduced the Safe Operation of Shared Airspace Act in wake of the tragedy outside of Reagan National Airport in January. The bill is focused on improving multiple systems that are used in American airspace, including communication systems, safety protocols, and that are already initiated by the FAA, as well as increasing the job security for air traffic controllers. Senator Kaine says that the tragic collision earlier this year isn't the first time that these problems have happened.
Looking at the number of times in which near misses between planes and helos had been notified to the FAA, and they had accepted that notification hundreds of times in the previous years without ever demanding an improvement in the safety protocols.
Kaine also says that as the NTSB continues to investigate that January collision, that they've already seen some big changes and improvements in the D.C. area, but the bill would enforce more accountability to ensure safety protocols are up to date. Still to come on your Fox Virginia News at 10, the protests that started in Los Angeles over immigration now spreading across the country.
We'll show you what's unfolding in New York City, but first we'll check in with Travis and your local Weather Authority forecast.
Temperatures getting hotter for tomorrow. Can see some 90-degree readings within this weekend. Some showers and thunderstorms. Unfortunately, they're in both days of the forecast for the weekend, which I'll tell you about after this.
The best way to start the day?
By saying, "Good morning, Charlottesville."
We say it every weekday, and so should you. Get a jump start on the day and wake up with GMC.
Original reporting.
Team coverage.
Your complete forecast.
Contests, school announcements, and more.
It's part of 4.5 hours of live local news every weekday morning.
So start your day the right way with Charlottesville News First.
Wake up and say,
"Good morning, Charlottesville." Weekdays on Fox Virginia.